The meeting is being live streamed. That means we're live on Nancy's YouTube channel. Okay. Let's see if I can find it on my computer. All right, I see it live. All right. Oh, hi everyone. Welcome to Stamp Wars. I'm going to try to find the chat here. The live chat. Don't forget to put your chat on live chat or all chat so that you can see everything that's being said. I'm going to see if we have anybody watching us. We've got 19 people, it looks like. Okay, let me switch to all 33. That's good. All right, we have several people jumping on right now. Welcome, everyone. We're super excited to have Stamp Wars back again. And in case you all are wondering, we have two special guests with us tonight. One being Star Patrick. Star, would you wave for everybody?
Hello.
And Lynn Anderson from Blue Knight Rubber Stamps. Hi, Lynn.
Hi.
And guess what? Our sponsor is Blue Knight Rubber Stamp. Yay! We're super excited. Thank you so much for sponsoring Stamp Wars.
You're welcome.
And for being on our stamping Stamp Wars. We're so excited that you're here.
Thank you.
And in case you're not familiar with Blue Knight Rubber Stamp, we're going to link their information in the more information box. And we're going to offer you all a special code that you can use for shopping over at Blue Knight Rubber Stamp. And it's going to be a fun evening. And I'm super excited to be the host. I haven't been the host in a long time, so I'm a little bit out of practice on that role. And bear with me, folks, as we go ahead and get started. So in case you're new to Stamp Wars, it is a live stamping mystery showcase. And we are really excited to have Blue Knight Rubber Stamp as our sponsor. And Blue Knight Rubber Stamp has sent each one of us a package. We all have the same stamp set, but we all have different papers to work with. So in case you're not familiar, Blue Knight Rubber Stamps has these beautiful designer
Thanks for telling
papers.
us what's in the package.
Oh, sorry. Well, guess what? Open your packages. You don't know exactly what's in there. You don't know exactly what's in there, but you know that there's a stamp in there.
Should we introduce everybody and then go hands down?
Yeah, of course. Hi, everybody. I'm Tracy Schultz, and I've been doing Stamp Wars now with Nancy since it started.
And you are located where?
I'm located in Western Pennsylvania, not far from Pittsburgh. Okay, yay. Nancy, do you want to go next?
Hi, I'm Nancy. I'm now located in Delaware. I moved from outside of Philadelphia, and now I'm in my semi put together craft room outside of the dungeon basement where I was before. Co-founder of Stamp Wars. And then we have Star Patrick, who is one of our admins of Foiling Snobs Club. Star, tell us where you're from.
Ohio. Small little place.
And then we have the founder of Blue Knight Rubber Stamps, and we are always saying this is what Stamp Wars is about. supporting companies like Lynn, who travel the country selling their wonderful goodies. And if you don't know who Blue Knight Rubber Stamps is, Lynn, give us a history of your company.
We're actually started 10 years ago. It seems like it hasn't been that long, right, Nancy? We met Nancy at a show when Leah was, what, 2 or 3?
Yeah.
And Xavier and Leah sat down and did our make and take, and they were so well behaved. That's how we remembered Nancy. Her kids were so good. And so I guess the second year I met you, you asked if I was looking for any designers. And so we said, sure, that would be great. And then we got to get to know Nancy and then Tracy. And so we grew from, I think we had about 50 stamps when we started. And it's really funny to look at the pictures. And we had 50 stamps because I told my husband we couldn't do a show unless we had at least 50. And he said, why so many? Until what we are today. And now we retire sets every year just to have enough room on the racks.
And how many are you up to now?
He was saying he thinks we have about 250 that we carry with us.
Wow.
Wow.
And then, of course, now we have some dies and paper and stencils.
And pan pastels.
And pan pastels. But to make it very clear, we do not make the pan pastels.
Right.
We buy them from Golden Art Supplies. We do have palettes that are made specifically for Blue Knight Rubber Stamps. I think that's where the confusion comes in.
Yes. Yes. Well, thank you. And we do Stamp Wars to support companies like Blue Knight Rubber Stamps. They make their stamps in-house in Maryland and travel 26 weeks out of the year to stamp shows and host stamp shows. So we want you guys to support this company by ordering online, going to stamp shows. And the reason we have 4 of us is so that you can get different ideas. And we are going to do Stamp Wars follow-up videos so you guys can follow up. But we're going to have some sabotages tonight thrown at us by Tracy. But it's for fun and it's to support companies like Blue Knight Rubber Stamp. So let's go hands down and get into it and see what we've got in this envelope.
Okay. Give everybody a chance to go hands down. Make sure we're all adjusted here and technology. Make sure that we're situated. Try to get myself to be less crooked. Get some light on here. Okay. Fix my mat. There we go.
Pretty.
All right, Nancy has hers opened. I have mine opened.
Day at the lake. I need to go to the lake. It's the only thing I haven't done yet since moving here is gone fishing.
Hey. Ooh.
We're missing somebody. Who are we missing?
Waiting for
Me?
Star. Yeah, take
Okay,
your
there
time.
she is.
Yeah, just
I figure out how to turn my camera around.
okay, it's all right. Take your time. It's okay.
Did this the last time too.
And what I
Okay.
love is, Lynn started to say, well, she they've got from 50 to 250, all kinds of stamps. But I got to say, my favorite are the silhouette stamps because you guys know I'm a fast, quickie stamper. I've said a million times I don't like coloring. These are my favorite. Silhouette stamps make everything easy.
There we go.
All right. I see you, Star. I think. Where did we lose her? Hold on.
It was
Wait a
there a
minute.
second ago. She went out and she didn't come back yet.
Let's see here. Yep, I see only 3 of us. Nancy, you might have to let her back in.
Oh. If she went out, she didn't pop back in. I'll keep an eye out. Well, let's have everybody show the papers while we wait for Star to come back in.
Okay. So, as I was saying, and let the cat out of the bag, the stamp set, we all have the same stamp set, but we all have a different pack of paper. Okay. These are the designer paper created by Blue Knights. And I will show you mine as soon as I write the website down. I want to make sure everybody has the website. And that is blueknightstamps.com. So I have the Stormy Sky paper set. All right. Now this one has 25 total pieces because there are 5 cards each. There's 5 designs. And on the back is this beautiful, oh, I love this beautiful rainbow pattern on the back. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, it's so pretty. So we've got sort of like this purplish sky with the lightning coming down. Okay, and we have this beautiful blue and purplish, I would guess. It's certainly very vibrant. There's this one. Oh, there she is. Hi, Star.
Yeah, I messed up when I tried to turn it down.
It's okay, take your time. This one is really very beautiful. I love the orange and the purples. So pretty. And then this one has a beautiful, reminds you of a big cloud burst of color. So those are the designs. And again, on the back, this one has a rainbow. All right. So Nancy, did you want to go next?
Sure.
Beautiful.
So it looks like I have.
So those are the designs. And again, on the back, this one has. I can hear myself echoing.
Turn your playback down. I have the Cloudy Sky set. So on the back, it is the same design, which to me almost looks like a beachy scene. But on the front, we have, and I love that you can use these in almost any direction. So you can go vertical or horizontal, just depending on how you stamp it. Me almost like a beachy scene. Somebody's got to turn their background down a little bit.
I think it was me.
There you go. And then you have 4 of each design, and you get 5 of each card. So you get 20. So this one is Cloudy Sky design. And then Tracy, did you say there's a discount code if they want to go do shopping? Because I know one of the things with Stamp Wars is things sell out pretty quickly.
Yes, there is a discount code. It's SW20.
All right.
That's SW20 for 20% off. That's good until the following Saturday. So that would be May 31st at midnight Eastern Standard Time. And the website is www.blueknightstamps.com.
And I'm assuming that's in stock items.
In stock items, yes.
Well, it's 20% off all stamps, dies, and stencils. The paper is not included.
Okay.
Okay.
Stamps, dies, and stencils.
Stamps, dies, and stencils.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lynn.
You're
That's
welcome.
such a nice discount code.
All right. Star, you want to show what paper you have?
Yeah, I got the can't see the name of it. Oh, Day Skies 3.
Okay.
It's got
Pretty. Oh, that's one of my favorites with that sun coming down in that green. Oh, it's so pretty.
very pretty. We got this one here.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Awesome. Okay. And what's the back of yours look like, Star? Oh, look at that beautiful galaxy.
Then the stamp I got was Day at the Lake.
Yes, thank you.
That's a really pretty stamp.
Hmm. Okay. And then Lynn, what do you have?
I have our brand new paper pack that we picked up from the printer yesterday.
Oh, hot off the press.
Yes. So we're calling this the Northern Lights set.
Oh, wow.
And just like the Stormy Skies, there are 5 designs for the front and 1 for the back. And like most of our sets, you can pretty much stamp them any way you want.
Nice. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that.
So,
Wow.
and then the exciting part is this is the back.
Wow.
So, the whole idea of the double-sided is if you mess up one side, you still have another side. So, anyway, like I said, super excited about it. We just got it in yesterday, and so it'll work really well with all of our stamps, I think.
Awesome. Thank you. That is stunning. Very nice. All right. Are we ready to get started? So
Yeah.
excited. Okay. All right. So, folks, we're going to be making 3 cards. I would like you, well, first of all, let's show everybody the stamp set. Okay. So, this one is called Day at the Lake. All right. And it has 1, 2, 3, 4. It has 1, 2, 3, 4. We count 1, 2, 3, 4. It has 5 stamps in it. So 3 of the stamps are of the person rowing the boat, but they're 3 different sizes, small, medium, and large. Then you have the big tree. And then yes, this is like a background. I guess you would call it trees and mountains in the background. So if you look at
It's
the
kind of,
photo, it's kind of that gives it that that look of having a mountain range in the background. So that's beautiful to have so many different stamps included and gives you a lot of different options for sure. Okay, so the challenge is tonight to make 3 different cards. All right, so everybody have a piece of paper and write this down. You're going to create 1 card for the daytime and 1 card for the nighttime. So you decide, however you define that, using these papers. So looking through your papers, which one would you like to say, well, that looks like a daytime and that looks like a nighttime? Or you can always look on the back in case you're not sure. That's what's great about the papers. So make 1 for day and 1 for night using your paper. All right. That's card number 1 and card number 2. Card number 3 will be using your choice, whether it be ink blending or pan pastels, any type of background medium that you want to use. It doesn't matter to me what kind. But I would encourage you to just let your imagination go, use your favorite in the background, and create your own background using whatever tools you have in your, crafting room. So that's the 3rd card. Does anybody have any questions about that?
No.
1 day, 1 night, and make your own background.
Yes, 1 day, 1 night using the pattern papers, and then make your own background.
Got it.
And then I'm going to throw in some sabotages at you.
Not you.
I am, and I'm actually going to time them and everything, okay?
Be gentle.
All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get started. In about 10 minutes, I'll start my first sabotage. So, Lynn, tell us a little bit about how this company got its start.
Well, it started as a pipe dream. Um, and I was actually in a little stamping store in Littlestown, and I was telling the lady that my dream was to have my own stamp company. And she said, well, I'm selling all of my equipment if you want to buy it. So the price was reasonable. We bought the stamping ovens. She gave us her old designs. We used a few to get started, and she agreed to be one of my artists, which is Heidi Petty. And we bought a scanner at a yard sale. And we started the company. And like I said, it just asking friends who I thought could draw. And actually my daughter's sister-in-law drew our mascot, the silhouette knight. um and so like I said, we didn't do any shows the first year. I think then we got into the York show, and then the Allentown show, and then we had to wait the next year. And we really only did 4 shows for a while. And then I guess about 3 years ago, well, right before COVID or right after COVID, um, my husband's company said they were pulling out of America, and so he went full time with Blue Knight, and that's when things got serious.
Okay.
So
So, were you a stamp when you started creating? Was it through scrapbooking or through stamping, or like
yes,
your
I've
own
been
personal?
stamping
Yeah.
probably for close to 20 years when we started. Um, and I was a little crazy over card making and stamping, and um, I like have just really enjoyed doing that. I don't have near as much time to play as I did before we started our company, so that's a little sad. but but it's still fun to kind of pick out the designs and get inspired through nature, through art, through different things. We're kind of working on getting some more sentiments with our next release. Well,
Okay.
our very next release will be released in June, and that's all ready to go. But after that, we'll be working more on some sentiments and things like that.
You also do a lot of really nice make and takes when you have your shows. And what's great about that is it gives people a chance to really try the product out and see that it is, so user friendly.
Well, thank you. Yes, I used to go to the shows, and a couple times that I went, um, I watched the artists do this stuff all day long, and I bought it and I got it home and I didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
And that was so frustrating. So that's one of the reasons we do the make and takes. We want everyone to play with them, learn how to use it, and be able to use their products when they go home.
Mm-hmm. Right, right.
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons we do that. And so it was really funny. My mother-in-law started stamping 2 years ago. She's like 82 or 83. And I was telling her about my stamp set that I never learned how to use. And so I gave it to her. And lo and behold, she makes gorgeous stuff with it.
It's great. That's wonderful. Yay.
So yeah, but you know, she gets any stamp set she wants. She raised my husband. So but it's been cool to see her get better and better at card making.
Excellent. Very good. Nancy, I see you have pulled in another stamp set from Blue Knight Rubber Stamp.
I have the Silhouette Sportsman because I think I want to pull in maybe one of these little fishing guys.
Okay. Well, hey, that is permitted if you have some other stamp set from Blue Knight that you would like to pull in, that would be okay. One thing that's nice about the storage system, okay, so when you get a set from Blue Knight Rubber Stamps, you get this laminated sheet with this color illustration on it, giving you some ideas of how to create with it. And then you can just use this as your storage. You don't have to buy any sleeves or anything like that because these will stick directly to that laminated paper. So that's great. I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys ever noticed, but I don't think I've ever sold any of my Blue Knight rubber stamps.
Yay!
It is one of my no, don't touch stamps.
Right.
So I only have, I don't know, just a few.
Yeah, really. When she says don't touch, that means you are not allowed to sell these or
Yes. Yes.
give them away. They are forever going to
Yes.
be.
And in my limited space,
Yeah.
there are some in the garage that have not been unpacked yet.
Yeah.
And they did get unpacked and were allowed space in my room. So that tells you how special they are to me.
That's right.
Mhm.
Well, it makes me feel very good.
Yes, yes. Yes. Lynn
Absolutely.
was one of the very first companies that gave me a chance on being on a design team. So
Me too.
Lynn
Yeah.
is very special to me, Lynn and Scott.
Absolutely. Yep. They're both very generous and
Yes.
kind-hearted folks. And the fact that they do their make and takes, they don't charge for them. I mean,
Right.
that's just unheard of these days. It really is.
Yep.
So this one reminds me of On Golden Pond because it's kind of like a golden and an orange color. That is so pretty. Love it. And what's go ahead.
I learned so many techniques from Lynn.
And what stamp, what ink are you using, Nancy?
I just used black VersaFine Claire
Okay.
inks.
I'm using Midnight Ink, Catherine Puller, and I think so is Star.
Yeah.
Lynn, what are you using, Lynn?
Archival Jet Black,
Okay.
Rangers Archival.
Gives everybody some ideas as to the different types of inks that are working very well with your.
I think that it's probably worth saying, if you're not happy with your ink, re-ink it.
Yeah.
I bought the VersaFine Claire because I saw Nancy using it, and it wouldn't work. So I called her, and she said, "Try re-inking it," and that was the magic solution.
Yeah, if it doesn't work, try reinking it or try different ink. Sometimes it's your paper, sometimes it's your ink, sometimes it's where you live. The humidity in different parts of the country can certainly affect your inks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so those of you that are just joining us, we're doing our Stamp Wars tonight, and this is Tracy Schultz. I'm the host today. I'm taking over Nancy's channel. The sticky mat for my positioner is from Altenew, in case anybody was wondering. That's the black sticky mat. Blue Knight Rubber Stamp has offered our viewers a discount code of 20% off using SW20 now through next Saturday, midnight Eastern Standard Time. That is only good on stamps, dies, and stencils, not for the designer paper. And the website is blueknightstamps.com. All right. And we have with us tonight Lynn Anderson of Blue Knight Rubber Stamps. So hello, Lynn. Thank you again for sponsoring. We're so excited that you're here and playing along with us. We also have
Thank you.
Star. Yeah, we have Star Patrick, who is a longtime member of the FSC. She's from Ohio. And I'm Tracy Schultz. I live in Southwestern Pennsylvania. Shout out to everybody from Pittsburgh. I saw a lot of you saying, hey, I'm from Southwestern Pennsylvania too, and Pittsburgh. So awesome to see all of you in the house. And Nancy Stamps, who previously was from near Philadelphia, but now lives in Delaware. So that's who's playing along tonight. And we're so glad that all of you are here. Please give this a thumbs up if you haven't yet. And make sure that you put your messages on all messages so that you can see all the chat that's coming through. Thank you, everyone. Okay, it's time for the first, sabotage. Are you ready? Here we go. For the next 10 minutes, I would like you to use your non-dominant hand in your crafting. So go ahead and put your dominant hand behind your back. That's why we call it a sabotage. And go. Okay. It's only for 10 minutes. Okay.
Only 10 minutes in the crafting world.
Yes. There's some questions about the different stamping platforms. Okay. So I'm using one from Tim Holtz. It looks like Misty, not Misty.
I
Star
only
and
have my
Nancy.
mini Misty. I can't, I don't know where my other stuff is right now, but I would be using my Tim Holtz if I could find it.
Okay, and Star and Nancy are using, whoops, I just cheated. I used my dominant hand. Keep it behind your back. Let me tell you, keep it behind your back. That's the only way you're not going to end up cheating like me. Okay, sorry. I was just taking the lid off of my ink. You know how hard it is to take the lid off of one of these inks without using your, okay, I'm going to stop complaining.
You made the sabotage.
That's
I
right.
did make the sabotage, and I live by my rules. Okay, and then Lynn, I think you have one that you guys have had before. Somebody was asking about your platform.
Yes, it's hunky dory.
Hunky dory. There you go.
And the difference is it doesn't have a hinge. So it
That's
has magnets.
It's just magnetic.
Yes.
I forgot. I couldn't remember the name of that one. Yeah. Okay, there goes that ink. It's going to be making a mess here in a minute. Oh, this is not fun. When you can't use your dominant hand. Oh. Frida's laughing. She's like, smile, smile, smile. That was a good one, Tracy. This is such a tranquil stamp set. The boat has the ripple of water around it and the oars in the water. I just find it to look so peaceful. I don't know if anybody's ever mentioned that to you, but I think
No.
it is. Yes.
Actually, the last show is the first time I think we sold out of this stamp.
Ooh.
So it was very interesting when you asked for this one.
Uh-huh.
So I was pretty happy because I kind of felt like people needed to see how it all kind of comes together.
Oh, I fell in love with it from the moment I saw it. I just thought it was so serene, and the fact that it comes with 3 different size boats, I think, just makes things very interesting. You can do a lot with it.
Nah, I wasn't gonna like it.
Yeah, because you don't like anything about boats, right, Nancy?
Or fishing. So I had to apply for my Delaware registration yesterday and for my car, and their plate colors are blue and yellow, and you can't get a black and white one anymore. And the guy kind of like, Steve was with me, and the guy was like, okay, I have a couple of black and white ones left if you want black and white. Steve's like, what the heck? They told me they didn't have any black and white ones. And he started like have a freak out about it. And I was like, oh, okay, then I want a black and white one. Well, then he had like these personalized plates up there. And I'm like, hold the press. You have fishing plates here? I was like, I don't want a black and white one. I want a fishing plate. And Steve was like, wait a minute. You don't want a black and white plate? You want a fishing plate? I was like, of course I want a fishing plate. I want a fishing plate. I got a fishing plate, right?
Right.
Steve's like, you're choosing a fishing plate over the black and white plate? Like, I was like, of course I'm choosing a fishing plate. Why wouldn't I take a fishing plate? Do you not know me? So I have a fishing plate coming.
Oh,
right.
Nancy, that looks so nice.
There's my first one.
Very nice. Star, are you done with your first one?
Shoot.
All right.
I think so.
All right, there's my
Let me
first
turn the
one.
right way.
Now to make a night one.
This is hard to get this up with my
This is
non-dominant hand.
Yeah, why did you make such a sabotage? I mean, I guess it proves if you would have carpal tunnel surgery or break your arm, you can still, or holding a baby, you can still craft.
Yeah, exactly.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
That's
Right.
right.
All right, so I've got both of my designer paper ones stamped at least.
Oh, Tracy, that one's gorgeous.
Thank you.
All right, for this one, we're going to be a little more subtle.
All right.
This one, I'm going to go island. One of my friends is in Mexico for her birthday. I'm very jealous right now, but I hope she's having a great time. So in honor of her, we're going to pretend like she's island fishing. So this is going to be...
Okay, we've got 3 more minutes with this sabotage, and I'm going to do a new sabotage.
No, you're crazy.
I'm telling you, I'm on a
Girl.
roll tonight. You know what? Doug helped me come up with these today.
You know what, Doug? You're... I don't remember that, Doug.
Yep. We were coming home from a picnic at his brother's house. And I said, I have to have 3 sabotages at least. And he was thinking of some. And I said, yeah, those are some good ones. I think I might do a couple of
No.
your
What is wrong with you,
sabotages.
Doug?
Yeah.
Now I can't be sure this is straight. Well, if it's not straight, then it's a crooked island we're on. Oh, my stamp platform is dirty. It's just, I mean, not dirty. It's got soap on it, spray soap. Well, that's why these things have grid lines on them. So when you're stamping one-handed, you can put your stamp on there. We're gonna pretend like she's going to this island for an island party. Okay. No tree on this one. Wait, do I have palm trees? You didn't say I couldn't bring another stamp. Oh.
Okay, 2 more minutes. While I'm trying to get things out with only one hand and my non-dominant hand. Get things out of my shelf here. Where I have my supplies.
Ooh. Well, I'm gonna do this one and then I'll bring that one in. Oops.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Okay, are the colored papers included in the sale? No. The sale only includes stamps, dies, and stencils.
So Tracy, we have to do this one-handed or do it with our non-dominant hand?
Yeah, you have to do it with your non-dominant hand. So You have just a few more minutes left, and you only have one more minute to go. So you want to be working with your non-dominant hand.
So
But can we
basically
hold the paper with our other hand?
one-handed with your non-dominant hand. So yes, Lynn, both.
It's okay. We only have one more minute of that to go. Okay, that sabotage is over. How did that feel, everybody?
Terrible.
All right,
Yeah,
shake it
means
off
very
because
challenging.
there's another sabotage starting right now. The hits just keep coming. Okay. Now, for the next 10 minutes, you are not allowed to use a stamp platform.
Okay.
For the next 10 minutes, you are not allowed to use a stamp
Okay,
platform.
well, good thing I'm moving on to number 3, and I don't need it. So, this joke's on you.
Well, it's just for 10 minutes. You can do something else for 10
I'm
minutes,
gonna
right?
do something else for 10 minutes.
Right?
I think I'll do some ink blending.
Yes. I'm going to do some pan pastels.
I don't know where mine are. Well, I do, but I don't know where my sponges are, so I'll just use ink.
Perfectly great. So I was hoping we would all try something different. You can use any kind of background medium that you would like. You could use color burst, you could use pan pastels, you could use inks, watercolors, anything. Anything. Okay, Kathy, this stamp set is called Day at the Lake. Okay, that's the stamp set. And we're each using different of the designer paper.
Well, Tracy has lost her mind.
Well, I was always told, like, Tracy, you're too nice. You need to do more like intense sabotage. The sabotage needs to be a lot like worse. So,
She has gone and lost her mind.
all right, I'm going to do pan pastels and going to, yeah.
At least I have 2 hands now. Anybody in Delaware needs a motorcycle trailer. I'm trying to sell mine.
Nancy's classified.
This is my ad for the day.
Also, folks, if you're not familiar, Blue Knight Rubber Stamps has a Facebook page, fans of Blue Knight Rubber Stamps. So I would encourage you all to check that out and sign up to be a fan on the fan page.
Yep.
Yeah.
Follow them on YouTube.
Follow on YouTube. Yeah. Thank you. And oh, there was something else I was going to say. Now just my train of thought out the window. Oh, 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 oh.
Ta-da! Okay, here is my night one.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love it. Oh,
So do we have to do them in order?
No.
Oh, we do?
No,
No.
you don't. You do not
Okay.
have to do them in order.
I'm waiting till I can use my platform again.
Oh, I know what I wanted to say. So, Lynn has given us um, to give away a Day at the Lake stamp set and paper pack. The paper pack is the Land and Sea set. I think that's the one that you have, Nancy. No, that's the one that maybe I don't know. But this is the one that we're going to be giving away to one person. And that's going to be as I'll do my follow-up video on my YouTube channel, and you'll need to comment on my follow-up video for the chance to win the stamp set and paper pack from Blue Knight Rubber Stamps. So thank you, Lynn.
And
Oh, you're welcome.
yes, I have a couple giveaways. I know I have not done them yet. That's because they were packed. I have found them. I will do them. Do not fear.
Okay.
Forgive me, please.
All right, so that's going to be, let's see, where are we on time? We still have 5 minutes for not using our platform. So I think I'll do another background. And pan pastels, if you're not familiar with them, these are artist grade pastel. Many of you probably heard of like a pastel medium. These are milled, and they're really a soft medium, and they're in these palettes individually. And you can, from Blue Knight Rubber Stamp, they have some combo palettes with I think 6, right? I think it's 6 different colors per
Seven?
I'm sorry.
Is it 7? The day and night palettes?
We have the day and night. That's 2 different ones, and then the tints.
Yeah.
And then we have a lot of singles. Golden Arts just came out with I think it's like 56 new colors. We only picked up 13 of them to make it manageable for the shows. But that was kind of the whole thought of it. So the 13 colors go with our colors. They complement them. We picked up more greens and more browns so that your dirt road won't match your fence and your trees.
Yay.
And so that we can have different shades of greens as well. And then they came out with, so before they had the regular color, the shade, and then the extra dark and a tint. And the tints were really light. So they came out with a light shade of almost all of their colors. So we picked up the light shade for a lot of the colors that we carry. And this pink is actually permanent red light. And you can see how pretty that is.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how I craft. It gets really messy. Sorry.
Messy crafting is the best.
You guys hear that heat tool very bad?
Star, that looks really nice, what you created.
Trying something a little different. Oh, I just broke that.
Well, that's what's fun about Stamp Wars is everybody's is going to be different. How much time before this sabotage is up?
We have 2 more minutes.
Well, Tracy, I think you have thoroughly dispelled your nice girl image.
I think you're right.
For sure.
And there's 1 more to go.
Well, it's very hard to stamp silhouettes without a platform.
Exactly. Yeah.
I have another stamp set. I think this Silhouette Mountain River would look really good with this little boat. That boat might be a little too big actually, but I think it would look cool in there. Might be too big actually. Oh, I got palm trees. I need palm trees. Aha. Okay, I'm bringing in my silhouette palm trees with this little boat for my next one. And oh, I was looking for paper. You sidetracked me with your sabotages.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, time's up on that sabotage. You're
About
allowed
time.
to you're allowed to use your stamping platform again, which is a huge relief, I'm sure.
But
Now this last one is going to be easy and fun, I promise. So, because our stamp set is Day at the Lake, I want you each to tell a little story about a time when you were on the lake, which I know Nancy has a lot of stories.
how did I pick just one?
I know you have a lot of stories about being on the lake. So, I'll go first since this was my sabotage idea. And when I saw this, of course, like I thought about being in a rowboat. And whenever we were growing up, there was, by the way, you have to tell a story for at least 3 minutes. Okay. So,
What the heck?
yeah, that's right. A good story is more than just 30 seconds, right? Anyways, up the road from our house, there was like this lake, and there was a boat like this. And me and my sisters used to get in it. And it was just something that we would do just for the heck of it. Back in the days when, your neighbors really didn't care if you were like using rowboat. Like nowadays, I don't know if we would have gotten away with that. Of course, we asked for permission first, but a lot of places nowadays would be like, "You guys get out of here! You're not allowed in there." Blah 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 blah. But these people were super nice, and they let us get into their boat, and we would do it just to kill time. We were just kind of like, "What are we gonna do today? Let's go up to the. It was like a little pond. It really wasn't a very big lake. Let's go up to the lake and just take the boat out. Well, my neighbor had a dog, and that dog loved getting into the water. It was one of those dogs where it would get in the water, it would get all stinky and everything. So one day we were getting ready to get ourselves into this boat and get out into the lake, and the dog decided to jump in with us, which we thought that was so funny. We thought that was just the funniest thing in the world. And oh, isn't that so sweet? This was a pretty shaggy dog, like a lot like Dolly, like a sort of like a golden retriever mix. That was all fun and games until we got halfway out to the lake and that dog started shaking itself off. And all that stinky pond water started spraying all over our faces and all over our clean clothes. It was so disgusting. I mean, and we just didn't expect that. Like, I don't know what we were thinking, because obviously a dog's going to do that, right? Once it gets, to the point where it's comfortable. Man, we could not get back into that bank soon enough because we stunk so bad. All of us had to go home and take showers after that. But I guess it could have been worse. We could have been, tipped over into the pond, which was really kind of like scummy. It wasn't like a really fancy pond. It was, in all sense, a real pond with like lily pads and everything. But that's something that I'll always remember. That day we took the rowboat out, and the dog decided to stink us up with the water splashed all over us. That was our day at the lake when we were like I was probably 13 years old. My sister Chris was probably 15. So Pam was probably only, I don't know, 9. Yeah. So that was a memorable day at the lake for me. All right. So Lynn, how about you? Do you have a memorable day at the lake?
I do. Um, we were hiking around the lake, my best friend and I. I think we were about 15. We rode our bikes to a lake down in Pasadena, and we must have stepped on a mud dauber's nest. And all of a sudden there were bees everywhere. And we were like in the middle of walking around this lake, and we were just screaming, and this woman came out and had us come into her house, and I think she put toothpaste on all of the bee stings. But and anyway, it just was really scary, and we still had to ride our bikes home because my friend wouldn't call her mother to come get us. But yeah, that was the most memorable. The good memories of taking the kids up to Raystown Lake. That's not too far from you, is it, Tracy?
Yeah, that's really close. Yeah.
Yeah. And we camped up there before everyone had RVs, and we had a pop-up camper, and the kids loved being able to go down to the water by themselves. And I guess the other thing is they called carp, those great big fish.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And while we were there, a boy fell into the water. Like, I mean, the carp were so thick it looked like you could walk on them.
Oh my gosh.
And the father pulled him out really quick, but it was an interesting day. But that was like probably one of my favorite vacations we went on with the kids.
Aw, that's nice. And mud daubers are like hornets, aren't they?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they didn't like die once they stung you. They just kept stinging.
Oh,
Ew.
gee.
Oh,
Yeah, it wasn't fun. It's a funny memory now, but I was like, it was just really hard to ride our bikes back because I felt really shaky.
I bet.
TSD.
to ride bike. Well, I haven't ridden bikes for a while, but it didn't. I hope to ride bikes again. I don't know.
Okay, great. How about you, Nancy?
I'm trying to like just pick one. I think I told the one story before about my dad falling in the creek. So I'll just tell so recently during COVID relived my love for fishing because I didn't know a thing about fishing, you guys. Like the taking care of the boat. Obviously after my dad died, I had to figure everything out by myself. And I think it was like a Memorial weekend. And I thought, well, I'm never going to learn unless I get to doing it, right? So I told the kids, get in the boat. We're going to take the boat. And I remember my dad telling me, you never take the boat on holiday weekend. There's too many crazies. People are drinking. You just don't do it. And I thought, nah, I'm going to do it. I got nothing else going on. I'm going to do it. So I wait in this long line at Beltsville Lake to get the kids in the boat. And I'm terrible at trailering. And I get the boat in the water, and Xavier's like, I don't know, 11 years old. Leah's only like 5. She's asleep in the back of the truck. And I get it. And these guys are real patient with me, trailering the boat, getting it in the water. And I do it. I get it in the water, and I say to Xavier, okay, wait here. I got to go park the truck, and we're going to go fishing. And I get Leah up, get her back to the boat, and there's water coming into the back of the boat. I have no idea what's going on. I think Xavier hit some switches, like the bilge switches, and he's letting water in the boat instead of out of the boat. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Why is there water coming in the boat? He's like, I don't know, Mom. I didn't do that. So I start panicking. I run back to the truck, cut all these guys off that are trying to get into there. I'm like, my boat is sinking. My kid is in the boat. The boat is sinking. I don't know what to do. So I get my boat out of the water, get Xavier, and I'm totally embarrassed then. My face is turning red telling the story right now. And I forgot to put the plug in the back of the boat.
Oh my gosh.
No.
The number one rule is you have to put the plug in the boat. I put it in the wrong hole is what happened.
Oh my gosh.
Xavier's like, you're blaming me, Mom, and I didn't do anything. I swear I didn't touch anything. So I learned my lesson why my dad said you don't go when it's busy and it's a holiday. And I learned that you put the plug in the right hole. So yeah, we didn't do any fishing that day. I tucked my tail between my legs and we went home. That is my not so fun fishing story.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. How about you, Star?
Honestly, I've never been one to go to the lake or anything. I just remember when our kids were little, we would take them down to a camp at Tar Hollow, and they would go down to the creek and swim and play. And we had our dog was a golden retriever, and we always took her camping with us too. And we'd always find a spot that she could play in water because she loved water. That's and then we walked down to the swimming hole, and we'd take the dog with us, and she would find every little spot she could to dive into. So nothing very interesting.
Oh, that sounds
It's
really
great
nice.
memories
though.
that you make with them, though.
Yeah.
They
We got
remember
every
that.
year. We used to go there every year with her and the kids and camp out, and we'd always have the same spot. And if it was, if it had rained good, we'd had a good little creek for her to play in, and she loved it.
That's nice. At least she didn't jump in the boat and swamp you out, right?
I brought in a different stamp set here. I brought in the silhouette palm trees, and I'm taking the boat out of the stamp set you gave us, and I am putting that in here
Okay.
because look at it, looks so good.
It does.
That's what I love is everything in one way or another can coordinate with something else. The
Yeah.
papers, the stamps. I just love it.
And Star, what did you bring in?
I bought in the this one here. The silhouette swans. I just use the cattails.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a great idea.
But this watercolor paper isn't working so well for me. I kind of gave up on trying to keep restamping it over and over again.
Yeah, you got to use, is it, what did we say? The hot press watercolor paper because it's smoother.
Yeah, I think I should have flipped it over to the opposite side. It wasn't the texture, but
Well, and also, I grabbed the same one as you, Star. I grabbed the silhouette swans.
oh yeah.
Yeah, and I did the cattails or bulrushes or whatever you call them also. And another thing that we learned from Lynn is if you are having trouble with getting your black ink to, or maybe there's an area that you want to color in, you could use one of these little makeup like tip applicators, and you can just dip it into your ink. So for example, and I don't know if you can do this or not, Star, because I don't know how much of an area you're dealing with here, but I saw when I stamped in my background, which is the like the trees and the shoreline or whatever you call it, like I kind of got off. So I'm just going to take the thing and I'm just going to color in some black ink here.
Hey, me too. I got Q-tips to do that.
Oh, Q-tips work. Yeah.
Yeah, my stamp lifted my paper and I didn't want to take the chance of messing it up. So I just grabbed some Q-tips just to fill in a couple spots.
There we go. That helped me color that in there. Okay.
And
No,
by the way, we didn't mention that we are using our favorite magnetic handles from Blue Night Rubber
oh,
Stamps.
that's right. Thank you, Nancy. These are the best, you guys. The idea being that how many times have we stamped something and dropped our ink? How many times has that happened to you? You're almost done with your card, you're stamping something at the end, and then the ink falls out of your hand and lands smack on your paper. Well, Blue
Hi,
Knight
Mandy.
came up with these. These are they're magnetic and they have this is like I think the newer style. It has like a magnet inside of it, which they all do, but some of them had round magnets, and this one has sort of like a longer magnet. But anyways, you'll get your wooden block and you'll get one of these. These are sticky and you can apply that magnetic pad to the back of your ink. And then when you are stamping your ink, you hold on to that and it gives you a sure grip every time. Here's the same thing for the Catherine Pooler ink. I have it here. Um, the exact, are these called, what is the exact name of these, Lynn?
Universal.
Ink pad handles. So the thin one is the universal one.
Okay.
And the other one just is called the ink pad handle because that's the first one we had.
Okay.
But yes, so the universal ones fit the oval ink pads.
That's this one. That's the universal one. Okay. And it'll have your logo on it. I've just used mine so much that the logo came off because I use them a lot for everything, even for my Versa mark. I have it on the back of that. I have these have been such a game changer for me. And
I
also,
like them because some ink pads are really thin and hard to hold on to.
Mhm.
And I know a lot of you guys have told me and emailed me, hey, I suffer from arthritis.
Right.
And you know that, and some of the ink pads are very thin and very hard to grasp the side. Now the VersaFine Clairs are a thicker ink pad, so they're easy to hold on to. But some ink pad companies, like the archival inks, they're very thin. They're very hard to hold on to. And so these make it a lot easier to hold the ink pad when you can hold on to the handle, and it will not fall off. I've demonstrated this. They're very strong magnets, so it will not fall off.
Did we lose Lynn?
She might have went to change her camera angle around and bloop, dropped off.
Hopefully she'll come back.
Suzette said, good, or Helen said, good idea. Suzette said all the time. I'm gonna cut this one down. There she is.
Okay, sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. We're glad you're back.
All right. Am I in the right screen for you guys?
You just need to flip your screen. We see your face instead of your
Okay.
desk.
Okay.
Moment, yeah.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
There, that's good.
No. Yes, that is it. Thank you.
No, I didn't answer. I'm doing my live.
Say a pontoon boat. I would.
Go away.
Yeah.
All right. Looks like Star is getting hers matted to her card base. I'm getting there myself. I'm going to make this a square card. So I cut it the wrong way. That was my boo-boo. Looks like Nancy's trimming hers down too. Does anybody have any questions while we have Lynn on with Blue Knight rubber stamps?
What is the next show you're going to be at, Lynn?
Massachusetts, it is the StamperCon show, and it is June 6th and 7th.
Okay.
And then we're actually going to be off for about a month.
Nice. Enjoy your time off. Gonna be with the grandbabies.
Yes, we're always with the grandbabies.
They grow so fast.
They do.
I mean,
They
Xavier-
do. Our
Xavier's-
granddaughter will start kindergarten next year.
Xavier's 18 and Leah's 12, going on 25.
Oh, yeah. Well, she's been going on 25 for a while.
Yeah, for a very long time now. Yeah. I keep telling her to pay me rent.
You have a sweet daughter.
No, not anymore. She's mean. I went to get a new cell phone the other day and I said to the cell phone guy, oh, how old are your kids? And he said 5 and 6. And I said, well, enjoy it while you can, because they grow up to be mean and bossy and not very nice. And he looked at me and he goes, did that apple not fall far from the tree? And I go, yeah, you're kind of right there.
Oh, that's funny.
Hello, crafts and designs from Nima. Welcome. We are glad you are here.
Yeah, so if you aren't already subscribed to Nancy's YouTube channel, please make sure that you subscribe and then head on over to my YouTube channel and subscribe.
Yeah.
And then, Star, do you have a YouTube channel?
No, but I'm thinking about trying to create one, but
There you
I always
go.
think I don't have enough things to think of to do, you know, but
Well, all we did was sit down and just start talking and crafting, and look at where we are. Talk about your
Yeah.
kids. That's where it starts.
And again, there's the Blue Knight Rubber Stamps YouTube channel where you'll get a lot of nice inspiration and some great how-to videos created by Lynn.
So
Some of-
actually, there are lots of Blue Knight rubber stamp videos on YouTube. A lot of them are done by Nancy
Yes.
and Tracy. I have a few, and then a few are designers, and just people who have YouTubes.
Going to be seeing a lot more from me in the future, right, Lynn?
Yes.
I'm going to be guest designing for Blue Knight Rubber Stamp starting in July, everybody.
Yay!
So be on the
that's
lookout for that. Yeah. I'm
Yes.
excited.
I am too.
Well, thank you, Therese. I know that our FSC members love purple, so I always try to make something with purple in it. And I love purple too. So you know that I'm a little partial to that color.
She's a little slightly obsessed with it.
Just a little bit.
I'm a purple fan too, but didn't even do anything with purple really.
It's all right. We will look forward to seeing your designs. You'll have to post something on the FSC Star.
I will.
Definitely. This paper, I love this rainbow and the clouds on the back of this paper. It is so pretty.
What I like about it too is it's so light that you can stamp it sideways or portrait, but it'll take any color because it's such a light.
Well, yeah, look, I inked over it here and here, and you can't even tell there was anything under it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's heavy enough that you could color over it, you can watercolor over it, you can color pencil over it, and it will take it no problem.
Well, and it is uncoated by design so that it will take the different coloring mediums.
Nancy, what was your pack of paper called?
Cloudy Sky Set.
Cloudy Sky. And the back had the rainbow?
No, just plain sky.
Oh, plain skies, no rainbow?
Right. I'll show you.
Okay.
Hold on. It just had.
The rainbow is on the back of the Stormy Skies paper.
Oh, it's so pretty. Oh my goodness. That. So I'm going to show the land and sea set. I don't know. This is the set we'll be giving away to one lucky person. Okay, so this is the greenish yellow horizon, or it could be this way. And the back has this cloudscape. So pretty. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. Here we have, oh, this one has got cotton candy sky, and it's got a gold sky, and then what could be the water down here. Oh, so pretty. This is beautiful, beautiful set. They're all so pretty. Oh, and this one, it reminds me of the mountains. This looks like a photograph from the Smoky Mountains. The way the landscape has like the mountains here and the red sky in the top. Oh, so pretty. And then this one reminds you of the Milky Way. Because I look at this and I see the Milky Way. That's just me, though. That's what I see. Okay, so gorgeous, beautiful.
Don't forget, you guys can save 20% on stamps, stencils, and on the dies. Stamp Wars tends to sell things out, and Lynn told us that this stamp set did sell out at the last stamp show. So you'll want to take advantage if this is a stamp that you liked, but you can see that we've brought in some other stamps. Tracy brought in some other stamps. I brought in some other stamps, and Star brought in some other stamps. So take advantage of this sale, especially if you can't get out to their next show. Their next show is in Massachusetts, she said. So if you can't travel to these shows, what a great way to support a small mom and pop business. They don't have a brick and mortar store. So they literally create these stamps, make them at home. And this is why we created Stamp Wars, to bring awareness to companies like this. I mean, Lynn and her husband work these shows, they make these stamps, they travel 26 weeks out of the year. You know, these are not a company that is in a Michael's or a Joann's, you know, so we want to support them. We want to show them the love of making these beautiful silhouette stamps. You know, these beautiful papers were created by Deanna, who is a beautiful artist. She's wonderfully talented. You can see her videos online as well. She created these. You know, this wasn't a Photoshop image. She created these 4 Blue Night rubber stamps, and it's beautiful to see that. And then all we have to do is look at stamp over it. And that's all I did, you guys, was take 2 stamps and a little bit of ink or a little bit of pan pastels, and look at how beautiful that's come out. And you can go back. I have a whole playlist of Blue Night rubber stamps from back in the day when I just did a little bit of design teamwork. And you guys know I am a very lazy crafter. I'm very, very quick with my cards. It's easy to make beautiful cards with them because of how easy they make it with their silhouette stamps. They have a lot of beautiful stamps. You can color their stamps. You can stamp and watercolor, color pencils. I don't like to do that, but I have made some beautiful cards with them very quickly, very easily by using their stamps because they make it easy. Their silhouette stamps, I have said over and over again, make it easy for me. You can use their pan pastels. You can use ink blending. That is what we've shown tonight. Now, we've had some fun with Stamp Wars with Tracy's sabotages, but go back and check out the videos on their playlist. Just search Blue Night rubber stamps, and it's Blue Night as in a knight in like a king's castle, Knight, and you can see how many. And Lynn said they started 10 years ago with only 50 stamps, and now they're up to like 250 stamps. There's a lot of beautiful artists out there, a lot of beautiful card makers out there. If you're a quick and easy like me, or if you want to take your time and color, check out some of Deanna's videos. She makes beautiful, realistic looking art with her stuff. So whether you are like me, quick, easy, 5 minutes, I'm done. Or if you want to take your time and really color and use color pencils, watercoloring mediums, pan pastels, alcohol markers, whatever you want to use, you can do that. It doesn't matter what your talent level is. Their stamps will go along with whatever your level is. So go check them out. Take advantage of the 20% off, but that 20% off is only for 1 week on in stock stamps, dies, and stencils. So check it out. Don't forget to get yourself the handle. That handle makes a difference. The universal handle is for the smaller oval ink pads like the Catherine Pooler. It's going to fit inside these little oval ones. It's thinner, or the regular handle is going to be wider. I have one of each. It just makes it easier. And then all you have to do is buy these additional metal things, and it makes it easier to stick inside. So you want to use that on your most used ink pads. It makes it easier if you have dexterity issues, if you have issues holding on to ink pads, if you have arthritis, things like that. It does make it easier for your stamping.
Excellent. All right, let's see if there's any questions for Lynn. Can you believe Laura Ann said, now if we could just find a purple squirrel?
I saw
Come
that. I
on
didn't
now.
say anything because you were
Come
doing such a
on
good job of
now.
hosting. I didn't want to throw you off.
A lot of people are saying they placed their orders just now. So thank you all very much for supporting Blue Night Rubber Stamps. And thank you so much, Lynn, for hosting, for sponsoring. It's been so much fun. And I can't wait to hear about each one of us, what we created tonight, what our process was. Nancy, would you like to go first?
I want to just say Star. The first time she did Stamp Wars, she was so nervous, and she's done amazing. And her card makes me want to go to the beach.
I'm telling you.
I want to go sip on a pina colada, lay on the beach, dip my toes in the warm sand. Her card looks amazing. And she did an amazing job today. So everybody give a thumbs up, high five to Star. And Star, if you have not thought about creating, a YouTube, at least, post on the Foiling Snobs Club group and, an Instagram or something. You have some talent, Star, and I'm very proud of you. You've done some really good work.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
And she's brought in a couple different stamp sets, it looks like. That is so cool.
She's done some beautiful, beautiful work. All right, I'll show mine real quick. So the sabotages that Tracy gave us, give it up for Tracy. Don't forget to subscribe to Tracy's channel. She's done some great sabotages tonight, getting back into Stamp Wars. She said we had to do a day and a night card because we were all given different designer papers. So the paper that I was given was the Cloudy Sky set. So just to show you again, it had all of the designs on the back were this beautiful day sky. And again, you can use these papers vertically or horizontally. And it had this brown kind of evening look, this day sky, a sun sky, and then just a blue sky. And you get 5 of each design in 4 designs. So you get 20 of them. Okay. But I took this one and I stamped the stamp set we were all given is Day at the Lake. And I stamped the tree, the background, and the smaller boat. And then I brought in this fisherman, and that's from the Silhouettes set. So I brought him in, but I think he fits in there perfect. So I did a day set, and I just inked the bottom with Day at the Lake, Catherine Pooler. All I did there was added some ink. So that's my day set, day card, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And then for my night one, all I did here was stamped the background and the medium size boat. Yeah, that's the medium size boat. And just did 3 different colors of ink on the brown. So I did a light, a medium, and a dark. Just to make it look like this illusion of moonlight coming down, almost like a sepia look. For that one. I didn't use the tree on that. Wow, so that's my cool nighttime look. Mm-hmm. So again, very easy to do. Let the paper do the work for me and the 2 silhouette stamps. And then for my last one, I just did plain piece of paper. I did ink blending, but I brought in another stamp. This is the Silhouette Palm Trees stamp. And when I inked it up, I did not ink, or I wiped the ink off of this part of the stamp. This is all one stamp, but I took the ink off of this part here, and I brought in the smaller boat and used the smaller boat here. And I just did ink blending on my paper. So I didn't use the designer paper. I used my own paper
Mhm.
ink blended, some yellow, some orange, and a little bit of blue. Stamped the background, wiped off the ink, and just did the little boat there.
Okay. What kind of inks did you use?
Catherine Polar inks, because
Okay.
I my pan pastels aren't unpacked yet.
Okay.
So I just used Catherine Polar inks.
Those are all very nice. Good job.
Beautiful.
Nice.
So I'm very happy. And I have quite a few Blue Night rubber stamps, and I will say I covet them. I love them. They're very classic to me, and I hoard them, and I will not ever give them away or sell them, because they do work together very well, and they're classic. They're very classic to me. I love them. And like I said, Lynn and her family hold a special place in my heart, and my cards are still up on the wall. You will still see them.
Yes.
That's right. Great. Thank you, Nancy.
Yep.
Star, would you like to go next?
Sure. So this is
Ooh.
my nights one. I pulled in, of course, the same paper. Of course, I didn't realize I could put this up here. I'm gonna fill that in a little bit better, but it's still very pretty.
Mhm.
I like it.
Then my day one.
Looks like on your first one you added some birds.
Yeah, I had the birds from another set. I can find it now. Not that one. You should just see my area right now.
Of course.
This one here, the flocks of birds.
Nice.
I used that one, and then on this one in the corner, I pulled in the silhouette swans. Just that one. It's just a little bit there, but it's there. And then I did it on this one too, but this paper wasn't
Wow,
very
that's
nice.
so nice.
And then the one I did on my end, I just did some I think it was the color blast. And I haven't really messed with that a whole lot. So I tried to
So
ink it up here and I didn't like it, so I just covered it up.
back to your second card. Did you use the little mountains and land at the bottom for the deer to stand on?
I did, and then a lot of it got cut off
Okay.
when I cut it in. Yeah,
And the deer come from another set, right?
it came from. I have quite a few.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
it did come from that one. Oh yeah,
Okay.
that's right there.
Yeah.
That's for the Mama Bear and Friends.
Nice. Great idea. Great use of those sets. Wow. And I have to say, how did you do your own background? What did you create that with?
I used brush show. That's what I used.
Okay, you used brush shows. Okay.
Yeah, which I haven't really played with these a whole lot. And of course, I'm kind of messy.
But you know what?
I-
That background looks really, really nice. It turned out great.
Yeah, I was trying to aim for like a little bit of the light up here, a little bit of sun, and trying to just blend to make it look like it had some water there. So
Again, I like how you use the land at the bottom of your scene as well.
yeah,
That was a great idea. Yeah. Used it in
just a lot
two
of it got cut
places.
off.
Yeah. Nice.
Actually, all three, but this one got cut off the most, I think.
Okay. Yeah. Haha. And then you use a sentiment. So you have what does that say?
Happy birthday. Take a little time to coast.
Okay. Very sweet.
I just did that because I tried to blend in some more watercolor and I wasn't liking it, so I had to cover it up.
Okay. Well, Star, how's that feel for you to be on Stamp Wars again?
It's definitely, I had a lot more fun this time because I wasn't nearly as nervous.
Yeah.
Even though my camera is the opposite direction, but I was
That's
on there,
okay.
so that's all that mattered.
That's great. Thank you so much, Star. Your cards are beautiful.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, Lynn, would you go next, please?
Okay, so the one to be day and one to be night was a little difficult since these are the northern lights.
Oh,
But I took one of the lighter ones and so what I did with my land little peninsula thing there is I stamped it off so it would be lighter and look like it's in the distance.
nice.
And then I colored with phthalo blue and phthalo blue shade for the water over top of the paper. I pulled in the little tiny ducks from a retired set, but we are going to bring the little ducks back because I like them as pop-ins. And then that's the medium side boat as well. So then for my night sky, I took one of the darker ones, and this one is interesting and because I will admit to cheating a little bit. We just got these papers yesterday, and I wanted to make sure that the pan pastels worked well on them. And in order to get the dark color to go over top of the paper and show up, I found out I had to use white pan pastels first. So I actually put down white pan pastel, and then I put the darker blue down for it to show up as water. And then when I went to stamp my tree, my paper moved, so I didn't get to stamp it again and couldn't really fix anything. And that was in the middle of our sabotage of not being able to use our platform. So I had to put that aside until we could use the platform again. And I used the larger of the pop-in dolphins from Silhouette Dolphins in the water. And thought, well, that's going to have to be the bay instead of the lake. And then in the sky, I put the eagle from Tree with Eagles. And then for my third card, I used pan pastels, and I actually did a technique called split fountain. And you put one color in the middle, and you can put colors on the sides. And then you kind of blend it together a little bit. I stamped off my land mass, and then I actually then stamped on like acrylic type thing and did a little bit of a reflection in the water. And I used the ducks from Reeds and Ducks, and then the little swans from Flying Swans. And you can see I actually turned my tree like that to stamp it off the side, and I didn't really know how it was going to turn out, but I'm pretty pleased with it.
That is so creative. I love how you turned it on the side. I love how you used the ducks, and the colors that you used, the grays and the pinks, are so pretty.
Well, thank you. I can't take credit for coming up with that because I saw someone do that with paint on Facebook, and they were painting their picture. And that's kind of always my challenge to myself, is going, ooh, I wonder if we can do this with pan pastels. And it worked. So that was fun.
Excellent. Nice job, Lynn.
Thanks.
Okay, and then I'll show my next. You're welcome. So for my daytime, I use this color. It reminded me of like On Golden Pond or something. And it was quick and easy, he said. Just a beautiful setting, very serene. And then I use this one for the nighttime. So they're very similar. I just used the larger boat on this one, and the smaller, well, the medium size on the second card. And my papers are called Stormy Sky Set. And then for my other card, I used pan pastels. I used purples, light pink, and light blue. And I was trying to use the cloud stencil, but I haven't used it in a while, so I'm a little bit out of practice with that. I'll have to brush up on that. But I also used a previous stamp set that I had called Silhouette Swans. I put the cattails down the bottom corner, and then I put the tree here and the little peninsula here, and there's a little cattail here sticking up here. I thought I should have put the swan there, but I could stamp the swan, fussy cut it out, and put it on there as a focal point as well. And then this is a square card because I ended up cutting my paper the wrong way. But that's okay because I can make my own envelope for this, and I can hand deliver this to somebody, and I think that will make a beautiful card. I could see this being like a sympathy card. This could be like a retirement card. This could be like a thinking of you card. So many wonderful ideas and ways that we could use these to share that kindness and joy with other people. So that's what I have. Again, I wanted to let you all say thank you to Lynn for being such a great sponsor. Don't forget to check out BlueKnightStamps.com and use the code SW20 for 20% off stamps, dies, and stencils. Does not include the papers. And that is through the 31st until midnight Eastern Standard Time. And I'll be putting up a follow-up video. Nancy will put up a follow-up video. Star's going to put up some follow-up stuff on the Foiling Snobs Club. Star, we encourage you to try to do a video if you'd like to, even if it's like a little reel or just like a little 30-second thing. Or just, post your cards, please. Post your follow-up cards, because if you're like me and Nancy, the wheels are probably starting to turn in your head about the ways that you could use this amazing stamp set, which is called Day at the Lake, and it has so many versatile different uses. So looking forward to, as Nancy and started, pulling in some of those other stamps and just having a lot of fun with this. I will be giving away a free stamp set and a free paper pack, compliments of Blue Knight rubber stamps, to one lucky winner who comments on my video for my follow-up video. So please make sure you check that out when it becomes available. Oh, great, everybody.
I am in love with Lynn's new papers.
Oh, I know. Those Northern Lights, I might as well just buy them all out, because they're just amazing. And I've never been able to do that Northern Lights on my own really that well.
And we didn't get the whale stamps.
Right.
So
You didn't
now
get the
we need to
Orca.
order
The
those
Orca.
and the whale stamps, because we
Yeah.
didn't get them last time we were there.
Well,
Wait, am I coming for the Pittsburgh show?
yes, you sure. You're coming.
On my to-do list now.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. Don't forget, thumbs up if you had fun watching. And I put everybody's channels down in the description. If you are watching the replay, you have until Saturday to take advantage of that 20% off stamps, dies, and stencils. It doesn't include the papers, but that doesn't mean you're not getting a great value. So take advantage and get one of everything. And don't forget the stamp handles, and take advantage. If you're going to go to the show, they always have a great value at the show. In person is always better too, because you get to do the make and takes for free. You get to meet Lynn and her husband, Scott, and they do wonderful make and takes. You get a little number. And if you got to go to Simon Says Create, that's where I stole the number idea from. It was Lynn's idea. So thank you, Lynn. But thank you, Lynn, for sponsoring. Thank you, Star, for hanging out. And give us a thumbs up if you had a good time, and make sure you subscribe. And if you have Blue Knight rubber stamps, I want to see your creations on the Foiling Snobs Club. So hashtag Blue Knight rubber stamps on Instagram as well. And make sure you check out our follow-up videos for your chance to win. That's going to be on Tracy's follow-up channel. And we will catch you guys on the next Stamp Wars. Bye, guys.
Hi.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.
Good night, everyone.